Hare Ram, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Hare Ram, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Bhakti knows to do. I'm not sure. Martha no. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, everyone. On behalf of the Chicago Temple, I'd like to welcome you all for this very, very happy event, Srila Prabhupada's Vyasa Puja, Day of Appearance. The schedule is that starting in a few minutes, different devotees will read their offerings to Srila Prabhupada, starting with His Holiness Romapad Swami and other disciples of Srila Prabhupada who are here. Then any of the devotees who would like to express their heartfelt feelings for Srila Prabhupada, preferably if they're written down, they would get priority. That way it keeps time. If you've not written down, take time to write it. If there is time later, then you can speak impromptu, and that's perfectly all right, depending on time. Then there will be offering to Srila Prabhupada, Bhoga offering at 11:50, and 12:10 we will begin Pushpanjali prayers, and at 12:30 there will be Arati for Srila Prabhupada, and 1 o'clock prasadam downstairs. I would like to welcome, of course, His Holiness Romapad Maharaj for this event. Also, there are other Srila Prabhupada disciples, our Yadavacharya Prabhu, who's been here for many, many years and giving us his wonderful association. We also have His Grace Bhaktivinoda Prabhu, who is visiting us. Please welcome. And also we have Her Grace Sucharna Mataji from Dallas. She is visiting us. She was here for Janmashtami and she is also here for Srila Prabhupada's Vyasa Puja. She'll be joining us in a few minutes here. So the first part is to invite His Holiness Romapad Maharaj to read his offering to Srila Prabhupada from the Vyasa Puja book.
Jnana Tamarandasya Gananjana Salakaya Chakshudinmeditam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Iti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Desatarine. Volume up. Volume up. Mukam karoti vachalam All glories to you, Srila Prabhupada. Even before you ventured onto Western soil, on the order of your spiritual master, you had an expansive vision of a vibrant worldwide Sangha of Vaishnavas spanning all cultures, languages, nations, races, and ways of life. This vision was inherited from your Guru Maharaj, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, who in turn received this vision from the brilliant luminary Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. On the cusp of ISKCON's 50-year golden anniversary, we can only admire with utmost reverence and appreciation the work you have accomplished in manifesting such an enormous vision. In your own words to us, your disciples, this was made possible only by your placing implicit faith in the words of your spiritual master. May we steadfastly follow the essence of your personal example by likewise internalizing your words with implicit faith. The expansiveness of your 11 years of divine missionary work in establishing ISKCON worldwide is unprecedented in world history. To enhance your pleasure, I am delighted to report that the diversity of languages and cultures reached by the message of Bhagavad Dharma has expanded in a vast degree since your departure from this world 35 years ago. Proportionately, the range of types of individuals your ISKCON has attracted is likewise so diverse. Similarly, the ways of conducting outreach activity to bring the message of pure bhakti to diverse audiences have also become enormously diverse. As this diversity grows and grows over time, your early instructions regarding how to maintain ISKCON's unity provide essential keys as to how to integrate, how the integrity, how to maintain ISKCON's unity. I'll read the whole sentence again. Krishna Krishna. As this diversity grows and grows over time, your early instructions regarding how to maintain ISKCON's unity provide essential keys as to how integrity with the message you have given can be preserved. One such instruction came in the letter to Kirtanananda Swami dated 18 October 1973. This is Prabhupada's letter. Material nature means dissension and disagreement, especially in this Kali Yuga. But for this Krishna consciousness movement, its success will depend on agreement. And even though there are varieties of engagements, in the material world there are varieties, but there is no agreement. In the spiritual world there are varieties, but there is agreement. That is the difference. The materialist, without being able to adjust the varieties and the disagreements, makes everything zero. They cannot come into agreement with varieties. But if we keep Krishna in the center, then there will be agreement in varieties. This is called unity in diversity. I am therefore suggesting that all our men meet in Mayapur every year during the birth anniversary of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. With all GBC and senior men present, we should discuss how to make unity in diversity. But if we fight on account of diversity, then it is simply the material platform. Please try to maintain the philosophy of unity in diversity. That will make our movement successful. That's the end of Prabhupada's letter. Unity in diversity, very simple and absolutely sublime. Without the proper center, however, diversity breeds dissension. Individual, personalized expression of the essence of Krishna consciousness is perfectly natural. Only impersonalism would dictate otherwise. When the expression of one's individuality is encouraged in spirit, it is natural that such a devotee will be highly productive and enlivened. Honoring the merit of individual expression, you wrote to Karandar Das on 22nd December 1972. So, Prabhupada's letter. So, the future of this Krishna consciousness movement is very bright. So long as the managers remain vigilant that 16 rounds are being chanted by everyone without fail, that they are all rising before 4 morning, attending Mangala Arti, our leaders shall be very careful not to kill the spirit of enthusiastic service, which is individual and spontaneous and voluntary. They should try always to generate some atmosphere of fresh challenge to the devotees so that they will agree enthusiastically to rise and meet it. That is the art of management, to draw out spontaneous, loving spirit of sacrificing some energy for Krishna. Then comes the next challenge, how to harmonize multiple simultaneous expressions of individuality. Entropy needs to attain harmony. Such a challenge is met by taking advantage of the form, direction of the Lord or intelligence. Srimad Bhagavatam 2.2.25 purport. By being respectful towards God's individual gifts to others, and by remaining motivated by a pure, sincere desire to please you, our founder Acharya, and Krishna. Pleasing Krishna must be consciously accepted as the very center of each soul's expression of individuality. You write, since the living entities are very small, they are sometimes described as the marginal energy of the Lord. But the mystic yogis consider the living entities as the super soul, Paramatma. Mystic yogis consider the living entities and the super soul, Paramatma, to be one and the same. It is, however, a minor point of controversy. After all, everything is created and rests on the gigantic Virat, or the universal form of the Lord. Bhagavatam 3, 6, 8, purport. My personal dedication in my service to you this year has been to extend maximum effort in fostering loving relationships among devotees with whom I am in contact. Your above instructions provide powerful tools to bring this focus into reality. I pray at your lotus feet for the requisite purity, strength, and intelligence to assist you in this way. Please accept my prostrated obeisances again and again. Aspiring for your eternal service, I remain your humble servant, Romapada Swami. Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai.
Her name is Sucharya Mataji, and I also did not include our Jitendra Prabhu here as well. He's just joined us. He's not sure whether he's going to say something, but he's here definitely. I have a request. If there can be a little aisle at the back for persons coming in for darshan, because according to the Hindu calendar, it's Janmashtami in India today, and so a lot of people will come. So those devotees, if they can come forward a little bit and leave a little aisle so that people who come for darshan can easily come and go. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Vishnupadaya Krishna Pastaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Tinamana Namaste Saraswati Dev Gauravani Pacharaneni Vrishesha Sanyavari Paschatya Deshatarane. So one time when I was traveling with Tamal Krishna Maharaj, I was lamenting that how difficult it is for me to express feelings, and especially, being a simple individual like I am. And he told me a story. He said that on many occasions, Prabhupada would tell him that Prabhupada would appreciate devotees that would speak out of humility and, directly from their heart. And I thought, okay, great. Now I got another problem. Unfortunately, it's very difficult for me to do this. So what happened is usually a couple of weeks, maybe a month before Vyasa Puja, I go in a state of shock, anxiety, and understanding that I don't have that ability. And I apologize for that, but I was at work and I was meditating and praying to Kishore Kishori to give me inspiration so I can say something. Maybe I can attract Prabhupada's attention and, get some blessings. And so I started thinking of the things I would like to say. And all these random thoughts were running through my head. And something kept telling me, write them down, you'll never remember them. So I started writing them down. And it ended up going from something serious to rhyming. I just started rhyming, and I don't know anything about rhyming or poetry. But I started writing it down, so I took it as Krishna's mercy. Maybe I can write something down. So these are pretty much random thoughts of a devotee, trying to take that humble position. And so here's my meager attempt. O Kishore Kishori, I have no ability to glorify him. I feel so helpless, my brain is dim. Please inspire my heart to say something nice. I wish to please him. That would suffice. Srila Prabhupada once said, what do I know of Lord Krishna? I simply know his divine grace, my spiritual master. So similar to me, if I can say anything nice, it's only to the mercy of the spiritual master. So I am grateful for that. O Srila Prabhupada, I offer my obeisances at your lotus feet, because your pastimes are glorious and sweet. How great is he who harvests souls, for he is glorified even in the Lord's abode. Srila Prabhupada, the ocean was turbulent, your heart was weak, but you were persistent, humble and meek. You had one desire to harvest souls, to serve your Gurudev and nothing more. How loving and patient, so strong and bold, you preach, chant Hare Krishna, it's better than gold. You told the hippies, if you want to be high, halava and sweet rice will satisfy. You got off the boat, nowhere to go, so you took shelter of your sweet Lord. You said to the Lord, do as you like. You surrendered your heart, you surrendered your life. So many obstacles came your way, but your determination to serve never faded away. No magic tricks, no fancy angles, just pure love of God, not some fancy tangle. From under the tree to beautiful temples, you achieved the goal that no one else could handle. You said we were ready, you harvested us. Even this rotten apple you named Yaravacharya Goswami Das. On Sankirtan we went, collected money for temples, so we can house all of your members. A pair of cartels, maybe a drum. Let's make some noise until the cops come. Chant very loudly. Let's make them hear. A pure devotee has finally appeared. You said, Mayday, Mayday, Kali is here. Chant Hare Krishna, make it sincere. This poem may be silly, it may be lame, but I'm writing for love, not for fame. You gave me shelter at the feet of Kishore Kishori, so I stand here broadcasting your magnificent glory. Your mercy is limitless. I loudly declare, to America you came when no one else dared. Underneath a tree you stood and stared at the crazy-eyed hippies, stoned and unaware that you are their savior, their master, their friend, and all they needed to do is extend their hand and grab those lotus feet so dear, so rare. I just want to remain the dust at your feet. I'm tired of serving Maya, always getting beat. With the spark of your mercy, so much you achieved. That's why today I fall at your feet. I write this poem only for your pleasure, because your lotus feet are my only treasure. Oh, my dear master, oh, my dear friend, please don't forget me at my life's end. Malechas Yavanas, so we were called, but you did not care. You preached purely and bold. Little by little, devotees became purified. Now when I see my dear God brothers, I become teary-eyed. They are making advancement by leaps and bounds. I hope they bless me with some mercy, even if it's only an ounce. Preaching's the essence, that was your aim, not recognition, not even fame. You looked at me with those deep eyes and saw right through my illusionary disguise. Go on a pick and collect money. Temples we will build to show Krishna to everybody. Only to please you, that's all we wanted. The heat, the cold, we did not mind it. For Srila Prabhupada, we chanted loudly, we hailed. Then the police came and threw us in jail. Our Lord and Master, that's all we knew, and slowly our love for you grew. Now I am older, and my hair is gray. Your association I want, daily I pray. Hope in my next life I will be more mature, so you can engage me in your service too. Oh, my dear Guru, oh, my dear Master, if you wouldn't have come, my life would be a disaster. I would eat anything, never thinking twice, but you said, give it up, eat sabji and rice. Offer nice things to Krishna. He will be pleased. This way your karma will shortly cease. I thought I was free, independent and cool. Now I realize I was only a fool. I knew nothing of Krishna, nothing of faith. Just see the nasty things I ate. So much you taught us, and we are learning more. That's why your lotus feet are my only goal. I remember your smile, it would light up the world. Even in a demon's heart, love would swirl. I write to remember your lotus feet, because only that brings Maya's defeat. I wish I could say that I wrote this alone, but Krishna in my heart said that I love him more. Write this down and declare to all, he is the dearest one of them all. Krishna in my heart said, tell the devotees, declare it boldly, that with his sweet arms he will always hold me. Thank you, my Lord, for inspiring my heart, since I don't have the ability for this writing art. Now I surrender this microphone to a real devotee, but I beg you today, in your heart, please hold me. Your servant, Garvacharya Goswami Das.
Srila Prabhupada ki. Thank you so much, Yadavacharya Prabhu. I'd like to invite Her Grace, Sucharya Mataji, to read her offering to Srila Prabhupada. Yeah, sure. Can someone help?
Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namane Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharane Nirvasesha Shunyavadi Praschacha Desatarane. I offer my respectful obeisances unto His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, who is very dear to Lord Krishna, having taken shelter of his lotus feet. Our respectful obeisances are unto you, O spiritual master, servant of Saraswati Goswami, you are kindly preaching the message of Lord Chaitanya Dev and delivering the Western countries, which are filled with impersonalism and voidism. I would like to honor Srila Prabhupada this morning by sharing some remembrances of His Divine Grace. Srila Prabhupada arrived in the Detroit airport in 1972. There was no airport security whatsoever at the time. We arrived with a large velvet umbrella canopy to hold over Srila Prabhupada's head. We had read in Krishna book that exalted persons were received with beautiful umbrellas, so the ladies had sewn strings of pearls around the umbrella. We took the airport by storm. The devotees carried mridangas, kartals, flower garlands, flower petals, and we were chanting Hare Krishna very loudly. We were just young adults. Many of us were teenagers. Srila Prabhupada's plane arrived. He walked gracefully from the airplane with his cane and his chadar over his arm. He carried himself so elegantly. He smiled at all of us. I had been reading his first edition of Bhagavad Gita as it is, while going to college and attending temple functions. I was very happy to meet His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada, in person, face to face. So this was 1972. Many of you probably weren't born in 72. So you're all very young and new and fresh, and you've all come to serve Srila Prabhupada, and we are very grateful to all of you. At the temple, the president, Bhagavan Prabhu, seated Srila Prabhupada on the Vyasa Sun, and Srila Prabhupada began to speak. He asked us to please assist him in spreading Lord Chaitanya's mission of distributing love for Krishna. He said, take this opportunity to go back home, back to Godhead. Just try to please Krishna. Srila Prabhupada, as an empowered preacher of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Shri Krishna, braved all elements and sailed in austere conditions to the west from India. If you've been on a ship, then you know that most people get intense seasickness because of the constant movement of the waves in the ocean. It was a very difficult journey for him, and he had a bad heart attack. He continued his mission to serve his spiritual master as his only focus in life. Srila Prabhupada had never experienced a snowstorm or the intense freezing weather in New York City. He did all of this just to bring pure Krishna consciousness to all of us. I feel eternal gratitude to you, my dear Father, for introducing us to genuine spiritual life. I am aspiring to always please you. You have taught us our tiny position in this material world. In Bhagavad Gita, you write that we are presently in the Kali Yuga cycle, in the era of the 7th Manu, in Lord Brahma's day. So there's so many scientists, and they're trying to speculate and determine the purpose of life and who we are. But right here in the Bhagavad Gita, Srila Prabhupada is telling us who we are. We're a tiny fragment, part and parcel of Krishna. We're in the Kali Yuga. We're in the era of Vaivashvata Manu, in the 7th Manu. We are in this ocean of material existence, and you, Srila Prabhupada, are bringing us back to Krishna, to the spiritual world, our eternal home. We are in this one universe among many millions of universes, and we are in a small corner of the creation known as the Mahatattva. And you, Srila Prabhupada, are bringing us back to Godhead. Srila Prabhupada, you are teaching us about Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, that Krishna does not change his body. As the common living entity changes from one body to another, you explain that Krishna appears in this material world in his original, eternal, beautiful form, with 2 hands holding a flute. Astonishingly, you write, he never ages beyond youth. You told us at the time of the Battle of Kurukshetra, Krishna had many grandchildren at home, or in other words, he had sufficiently aged by material calculations. Still, he looked just like a young man of 20 or 25 years old. We never see a picture of Krishna in old age because he never grows old like us, although he's the oldest person in the whole creation. So Srila Prabhupada kindly brought the deities. In so many temples, Srila Prabhupada personally arranged for the installation of the deities. He had his disciple Kaushalya and other devotees go to India and find the deities to bring here to the West. And she found Shri Shri Radha Kalachandji and Shri Shri Kunja Bihari. And also Srila Prabhupada personally installed Kishore Kishori. And in the early 70s, I lived here under the blessings of Shri Shri Radha Kishore Kishori. And we had a very large Sankirtan party that would go every day to the O'Hare Airport, distributing books. And we had a very strong morning program, just like it is now. It's very encouraging to see this. So to show how Krishna is such a wonderful person, at the time the devotees were making a special effort to make beautiful Sunday feasts. There was beautiful sabjis with big curd fried in ghee, and samosas and kachoris and puris and halava. And the halava had butter floating on the top of it. So one day, the pujari, he came to the devotees and he told us, he had Krishna's skirt in his hand. And he said, the prasadam is so good here that Krishna, this skirt doesn't fit him anymore. And he showed us the skirt, and so he had the pujari, he had the seamstress add an extension to Kishore's skirt because it didn't fit because of all the beautiful prasadam. So Krishna is a supreme person, and Krishna is eating all your offerings. And at that time, he somehow or other, the pujari had to extend his skirt. Srila Prabhupada, you're teaching us to follow Krishna's request to surrender to him, that this is the highest principle of religion. Just surrender to him, nothing more. Srila Prabhupada, we are trying to surrender to your instructions and in this way somehow please you. Recently in Dallas, Texas, some guests were inquiring about Srila Prabhupada sitting on the Vyasa Sun. They asked, where is he now? And I said, well, he passed away in 1977. I said, but his books live on, and he lives with us. And they said to me, oh, well, you must have had a lot of personal association in order to still be following him. And I replied that actually, no, I had very little association with Srila Prabhupada. He is my spiritual master. He wrote me several letters, and I saw him about 10 different occasions, although I did not have a lot of personal association with his divine grace. I read his books, listen to his lectures, and try to serve his instructions. Krishna in our hearts always helps us to serve our spiritual master. I'd like to read a quote from the Srimad Bhagavatam, how the Lord gives us help. I think I need help opening this book. This is from the 4th canto, Srimad Bhagavatam, chapter 8, text 44. The supreme spiritual master is Krishna, who is therefore known as Chaitya Guru. This refers to the Supersoul, who is sitting in everyone's heart. He helps from within, as stated in the Bhagavad Gita, and he sends the spiritual master who helps from without. The spiritual master is the external manifestation of the Chaitya Guru, or the spiritual master sitting in everyone's heart. Srila Prabhupada further explains, the Lord enlightens the devotees from within and from without as the spiritual master. My dear Lord, your 2 lotus feet are so beautiful that they appear like 2 blossoming petals of the lotus flower which grows during the autumn season. Indeed, the nails of your lotus feet emanate such a great effulgence that they immediately dissipate all the darkness in the heart of a conditioned soul. My dear Lord, kindly show me that form of yours which always dissipates all kinds of darkness. Purport. The Lord is a supreme spiritual master, and the bona fide representative of the Supreme Lord is also a spiritual master. The Lord from within enlightens the devotees by the effulgence of the nails of his lotus feet, and as representative, the spiritual master enlightens from without. Only by thinking of the lotus feet of the Lord and always taking the spiritual master's advice, can one advance in spiritual life and understand Vedic knowledge? So I'd like to end up with a brief description of how Srila Prabhupada personally arranged to print the Krishna book. And he asked George Harrison for a donation. And with that, he printed the Krishna book, which is a summary study of the 10th canto of the Srimad Bhagavatam. So when the Krishna book was first printed, some Maharajas would travel from temple to temple in North America, South America, and they would come and they would read Krishna book to us. And every day we'd go out on Sankirtan. This was our life. We would go have a full morning program and then go out on book distribution in Toronto on Yonge Street, come back for prasadam, and then again go out for book distribution. And we distributed Back to Godheads. Srila Prabhupada started the Back to Godhead magazine in 1944. And today it continues by his order, his example. And now the Back to Godhead is printed in over 20 languages all over the world. So when we distribute these Back to Godheads every afternoon, then we'd come back. And one night, His Holiness Hridayananda Maharaj was at the temple. And he asked the cook to please go in the kitchen and make a huge batch of popcorn and ghee and hot milk. And he was going to read to us from Krishna book. So that was our first introduction. And Srila Prabhupada said to us that we should read Krishna book every night, that to hear of Krishna's pastimes is the most beautiful. He said it's our recreation is to hear about Krishna. And also, one time, Srila Prabhupada said that it's very important to go to Mangalartik. And he said, if you miss Mangalarti, then you should distribute one Krishna book. And the devotees chuckled, and Srila Prabhupada chuckled, and he said, is that all right? So, one last point that I wanted to share is that Srila Prabhupada, he always speaks to each person accordingly. During his conversation with the Beatles in the early 70s, he spoke with John Lennon, Yoko Ono, George, and Paul. I think Paul was there, I'm not sure. But John Lennon asked him, Prabhupada, what is the goal of the chanting? And Srila Prabhupada said, very surprisingly, he said, have you seen the picture in the temple of Krishna dancing? And he was talking about the London temple, and there's a beautiful picture of Krishna dancing with the gopis. And so Dhananjaya was there because John and Paul had not seen the picture. So Dhananjaya explained to them, well, yes, it's Krishna dancing. So Srila Prabhupada said, Krishna is dancing, and you can go there and dance with Krishna. Would you like that? Everyone chuckled because Srila Prabhupada cut right through and just told John Lennon what his focus should be, that the chanting, that he should go to Krishna and dance with Krishna. And many times devotees would ask Srila Prabhupada, they'd ask questions. They'd say, what about Radha and Krishna? And Prabhupada would immediately say, Radha Krishna? You don't even know the ABCs of spiritual life. Why are you asking about Radha Krishna? But yet when he spoke to the Beatles, he immediately told them, go, you can dance with Krishna. So I thought that was very beautiful. That's a very beautiful conversation. You can listen to it. It's there's a CD of it. It's quite a beautiful conversation. And then there's a japa section after that. But thank you very much. I'm very grateful to all of you. I'm very grateful to the lotus feet of my senior godbrother, His Holiness Remembrances Swami, for all his preaching and dear service to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you very much to all of you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Mother Sucharya. Because we have many devotees here at the temple who have different spiritual masters, within the range of time, we'd like to invite different devotees to read offerings of their spiritual masters. I'm not sure we'll get through the whole list. So those who are reading, please read at a pace that is coherent, but also not too fast. And I just got a word from the kitchen that there are many devotees in the kitchen who are also listening in. So please speak into the mic or speak a little louder so they can also hear. Okay. His Holiness Chandramauli Maharaj is our resident sannyasi here, and he's traveling in Eastern Europe at this time. So I'd like to invite Acharya Nishta Prabhu to read His Holiness Chandramauli Maharaj's offering. It's on page 61 of the Vyasa Puja book.
Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine. I offer my respectful obeisances unto His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, who is very dear to Lord Krishna on this earth, having taken shelter at His lotus feet. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Our respectful obeisances are unto you, O spiritual master, servant of Saraswati Goswami. You are kindly preaching the message of Lord Chaitanya Dev and delivering the Western countries, which are filled with impersonalism and voidism. Dear Srila Prabhupada, please accept my humble obeisances at your divine lotus feet. All glories to your appearance in this world. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur predicted, a personality will soon appear in order to preach the teachings of Sri Chaitanya and move unrestrictedly over the whole world with his message. Sanjana Toshini, 1885. We are eternally blessed and supremely grateful that you have come into our lives to offer us the greatest and rarest gift, the opportunity to render pure devotional service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Sri Krishna, under your expert guidance. Your appearance in this realm of existence is your munificence and great kindness upon us fallen and unworthy jivas. Srila Prabhupada, you are an eternally liberated soul whose only purpose for appearing on this planet is to fulfill the mission of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in bringing everyone to his lotus feet in ecstatic loving service. Recently I came across this historical account by my senior godbrother Patita Pavan Prabhu, revealing your spiritual position. Tirupati, 1977. $1.50 a day is all Garga Muni. Then the head of the BBT Library Party out of Bombay would allow me for food, travel, and shelter. So on a budget of $50 a month, I was traveling third class and alone throughout India to collect reviews of Srila Prabhupada's books. I would introduce scholars to the Library Encyclopedia of Vedic Knowledge, as we members of the BBT Library Party called the collection, and they would all oblige with letterheads of glowing praise. Today, looking back, none of those intellectual leaders sticks in my mind, as does the renowned scholar, Dr. D. Arkasomayaji. He was a strict Brahmana, an author, a past college principal, and a winner of a governmental award for his Sanskrit scholarship. He was also the head of the Tirupati Tirumala Devashtanam, which oversees the world's most opulent temple of the Lord of Lakshmi at Tirupati. Since he was also a pundit, I showed Dr. Akarsho Mayaji Srila Prabhupada's horoscope. Immediately he noted that his divine grace had been liberated from birth. He declared, "This is the chart of a Nitya Mukta Jivan." Dr. Arkashayo Mayaji, who hailed from a long line of astrologers and whose name means one who performs yagyas to the deities of the sun and the moon, quickly spotted some of the rare horoscopic combinations of the liberated pure devotee. He observed there are separate yogas for Lord Vishnu, Hari Yoga, his wife Lakshmi Yoga, the creator Brahma Yoga, and the creator's wife Saraswati Yoga. That means that there are 2 sets of husband-wife yogas, an unheard of rarity in any horoscope. After scanning the stars of His Divine Grace, Dr. Akarya Somayaji took out his pen and wrote the most spectacular review of Prabhupada's books out of the hundreds I collected. He considered Srila Prabhupada to be the world's greatest spiritual force in the 20th century. Naturally, all the state's colleges' libraries purchased complete sets of the BBT publications. I sent Dr. Akar Somayaji's horoscope reading and review to Srila Prabhupada, who much appreciated the good devotee scholar's understanding of his position as the world acharya. Dr. Akar Somayaji wasn't long for the world after that, but when he left here, he was surely blessed by the pure devotee. Perhaps Dr. Akar Somayaji stayed in this world just long enough to make this information available to all and to receive your merciful blessings. Srimad Bhagavatam 10:43-17 describes the various ways different persons in King Kamsa's wrestling arena viewed Lord Sri Krishna and his powerful brother Balaram as they entered. Translation: the various groups of people in the arena regarded Krishna in different ways when he entered it with his elder brother. The wrestlers saw Krishna as a lightning bolt, the men of Mathura as the best of males, the women as Cupid in person, the cowherd men as their relative, the impious rulers as a chastiser, his parents as their child, the king of the Bhojas as death, the unintelligent as the Supreme Lord's universal form, the yogis as the absolute truth, and the Vrishnis as their supreme worshipable deity. Purport. Srila Sridhar Swami quotes the following verse, which explains the 10 attitudes toward Krishna described here. Rodro bhutascha sringaro hasyam viro dayatata bhayankascha bibhatasa santasa primabhaktika. There are 10 different moods. Fury, felt by the wrestlers, wonder by the men, conjugal attraction, the women, laughter, the cowherds, chivalry, the kings, mercy, his parents, terror, Kamsa, ghastliness, the foolish, peaceful neutrality, the yogis, and loving devotion, the Vrishnis. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti points out that people like the wrestlers, Kamsa, and the impious rulers perceive Krishna as dangerous, angry, or threatening because they fail to understand the actual position of the personality of Godhead. Actually, Lord Krishna is everyone's friend and well-wisher, but because we rebel against him, he chastises us, and thus we may perceive him as threatening. Krishna, or God, is actually merciful, and when he punishes us, that is also his mercy. All these different persons' mentalities reflected the nature of their relationship with Krishna. All had different experiences while viewing the same person. A great spiritual personality is also understood and perceived in different ways by different types of persons, along with being misunderstood in different ways by different persons. The pure spiritual master is imbued with many of the transcendental qualities of the Lord, and these qualities and attributes are often viewed differently. Some persons saw you just as a very nice sadhu, others as an emissary from the spiritual world, a great proponent of Vedic knowledge whose books are read and studied worldwide by scholars and religionists, a prolific author of ancient philosophical and spiritual teachings for the modern world, one who came to expose and destroy Mayavad impersonal philosophy, one whose books are translated into more than 70 languages, one who adapted the strict standards of Gaudiya Vaishnavism to establish ISKCON as a worldwide movement with diverse members, an expert at preaching according to Kala, Desha, and Patra, one who traveled the globe more than 14 times to preach Bhakti Yoga and establish Radha Krishna temples, farm communities, restaurants, and preaching centers, the perfectly pure representative of Lord Chaitanya and his teachings, one who built a grand temple near Lord Chaitanya's birthplace, and is fulfilling the previous Acharya's desire for a magnificent Vedic planetarium and temple. One who fulfilled the prediction of Lord Chaitanya that in every town and village my name will be heard. The disciple of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, who successfully carried out his instruction to preach Lord Chaitanya's teachings to the whole world. one who gave the world Bhagavad Gita as it is, thereby giving the Western world the first clear and correct understanding of Lord Sri Krishna's instructions, one who discussed Krishna consciousness with persons worldwide in fields of architecture, literature, religion, politics, sociology, psychology, entertainment, business, and sports, and with the young, the old, and the in-between. One who empowered his disciples and grand-disciples to perform many outstanding activities. One who began a worldwide spiritual movement at the age of 70. And, from a more materialistic angle, some saw you as the best of the male chauvinists, Esquire magazine, 1977. A great proponent of religious teachings who shook things up, from a recent publication on modern religious leaders. One who became successful in life after 50 years of age, CNN, 2010. Srila Prabhupada, I listed only a few of the outstanding achievements of your divine grace, just to illustrate how you are appreciated and understood by others. As for my lowly self, you are my only shelter in everything I need to serve and surrender. Thank you for always allowing me the shelter of your lotus feet, although I am undeserving. My prayer is that I may please you by somehow assisting you in bringing others to your lotus feet. With love and gratitude, Chandramali Swami.
Srila Prabhupada ki. Next, I'd like to invite Jai Jagannath Prabhu to read offering of His Holiness Radhanath Swami. It's on page 37.
Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pacharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashtacha Deshatarine. Dear Srila Prabhupada, please accept my respectful obeisances. Since the moment of your physical departure, we have been left here in the material world, depending upon your extraordinary legacy of service and separation. 29 years after the disappearance of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, at the age of 69, with no money or assistance, you set out to cross oceans, seas, and continents to fulfill His will. While aboard a cargo ship in the wake of heart attacks, you wrote in your diary, and this is a quote, I am feeling separation from Sri Vrindavan and my lords Sri Govinda, Gopinath, Radha Damodar. The only solace is Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, in which I am tasting the nectarine of Lord Chaitanya's Leela. I have left Bharat Bhumi just to execute the order of Sri Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati in pursuance of Lord Chaitanya's order. I have no qualification, but I have taken up the risk just to carry out the order of His divine grace. I depend fully on their mercy, so far away from Vrindavan. End quote. You once told us that through the insurmountable challenges you face, as well as through your incredible accomplishments, at every moment you felt the presence of your Guru Maharaj. In these words we find shelter, a place where we can connect to the sweet abode of Lord Krishna, beyond the raging fire of material existence. We especially feel the touch of your grace and those who you personally inspired. As the years pass, your beloved associates are being called to serve you in the spiritual realm. Earlier this year, a treasure house of your divine grace, Jamuna Devi, was called. Her love for you and her dedication to you were unique. In everything she did, she strived for perfection, down to the minutest detail. This was one way that she expressed her love for you. Through your beloved daughter Jamuna Devi, you conquered our hearts through her singing, intoxicated our minds through her cooking, and blessed our souls through her wisdom and kindness. While unparalleled in everything she did, Jamuna Devi chose to remain far in the background, deeply absorbed in bhajan and seva. Yet, wherever she dwelled, her extraordinary spiritual power infused us with her indomitable devotion. She was a pioneer at every stage of her devotional life, leading us into higher realms of bhakti. On your behalf, she was everyone's well-wisher. In separation from your beloved associates, Srila Prabhupada, we feel that you are forever with us beyond time and space. And Krishna, with my sincerest prayer to be the servant of your servants. Radhanath Swami.
Next, I'd like to invite Jai Krishna Prabhu to read the offering of His Holiness Bhakti Charu Swami. It's on page 7. Page 7.
Namahom Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhuttale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Desha Tarine. Dear Srila Prabhupada, please accept my most humble obeisances at your lotus feet and allow me to remain there forever as an insignificant speck of dust. It is my inconceivable good fortune that I came to the shelter of your lotus feet and became an object of your causeless mercy. You delivered me from an extremely miserable condition and blessed me with a life full of indescribable joy. You literally picked me up from the gutter and made me whatever I am today. You gave me so much, and I am eternally indebted to you for that. When thousands of devotees from all over the world were prepared to travel for thousands of miles to get a moment of your divine grace association, you allowed me to be with you all the time, although I was just an insignificant newcomer. You consider translating your books into Bengali one of the most important tasks, and you offered that service to me. You told me that in Bengal, Gaudiya Vaishnavism was well known and that the people there were already well acquainted with that philosophy through the writings of our previous acharyas. Therefore, this translation had to be of high standard if they were to recognize and respect it. I expressed my doubt about my ability. However, you just smiled and assured me that I would be able to do the task. Little did I know at the time that by your mercy, a lame man can literally cross a mountain and blind men see the stars. You told me to offer this life to Krishna and explained in detail how vicious this material world is and how precarious is our condition here. I naturally resolved to do that with a grateful heart, and you allowed me to taste the ecstasy of the spiritual life. To close all the doors behind me, you decided to give me sannyasa. However, at that time, some leading devotees expressed their apprehension about my getting sannyasa so quickly. But you stayed firm in your decision and assured them about your confidence in me. Although I was an extremely new devotee, you made me your secretary, the highest position one could get in ISKCON at that time, and allowed me to stay with you all the time. You mentioned that secretary means the one who knows the secret and confidential matter and knows how to keep the secret. Once, when a senior godbrother of mine chastised me quite heavily for some minor mistake, you heard everything and while sitting in the next room. When I went to you After that incident, my heart was heavy with humiliation and pain. The way you spoke to me suited my aching heart. The sign of real advancement is not in the position we hold, but in being tolerant in all circumstances and remaining unperturbed in every situation. Then you explained that happiness and pain, honor and disgrace are simply due to results of our past deeds, but we must transcend the duality and remain unaffected by them. When you did not eat for days together, you asked me to go and find out what kind of prasadam the devotees were getting. When I came back and told you that quality and standard of prasadam was not very good, you called the temple president and chastised him. I felt bad that because of me he got chastised. When everyone left the room, you told me, make sure that the devotees get nice prasadam. That is the only sense of gratification they have. Then you explained to me that the first and foremost responsibility of leader is to take care of his followers. You said, you take care of them and they will do anything for you. You are the perfect example of such leader, Srila Prabhupada. You took care of your followers in the most wonderful way. And that is why they were prepared to do anything for you and offered themselves completely to your service. One day you asked me not to cook for you, saying, you can see that I can't eat anything. Still, why are you cooking? You have so many things to do. Why are you wasting your time cooking for me? I told you, I cook hoping that someday you will feel better and would like to eat something. You replied, I will get better only when I leave this world. I broke down crying. In very soothing voice you said, is this what you learned from me? Is this what I taught you? Didn't I say, didn't I teach you that the spirit soul is immortal and never changing? It is only the body that changes and finally dies when the soul leaves the body. When you left this planet, those instructions remained as my guiding beacon. Although my heart ached with constant agony due to your separation, I tried to remember that you were always there. At that time, I used to imagine that just as mother sometimes hides while teaching her son to walk, urging him to start walking by searching for her, similarly, you are hiding behind some invisible curtain so that I will search for you and thus develop my ardent desire to go where you are. Those days I used to think, I have so many things to do here, therefore I need to stay. Now that I'm here done whatever you wanted me to do, please allow me to go back to you. You have already called back so many of your dear children. Now please allow me to have this good fortune, aspiring to be your eternal servant, Bhakti Charu Swami.
Next is the offering of His Holiness Bhakti Vikas Swami, being read by Baladev Prabhu. Baladev Prabhu, please read loudly and into the mic, please. Go from here. Go from here.
Is it marked?
Yeah, it's on, it's on page 58.
Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vikas Swami Niti Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti. Srila Vyas Puja 2012 by His Holiness Bhakti Vikas Swami, that my bubble may not burst. My dear, revered, incomprehensible, merciful Srila Prabhupada, please accept my obeisances in the dust of your divine lotus feet. In the book Jai Srila Prabhupada, first published in 1994, I wrote about my non-entityness. Crowds do not run to greet me when I visit an ISKCON temple, nor do I have bundles of fan mails to neglect. Whatever I do, good or bad, does not make me much difference to anyone. Times have changed. Now I am an established ISKCON guru. albeit well behind the biggies, but enough of a celebrity to no longer have to travel by public bus and to be greeted with kirtan in many places. Nice. And yes, to have plenty of emails from disciples and others that I tried to keep up with. With ISKCON, the role of Guru is the most challenging and challenged institution. Now that I have come to this razor's edge, I pray that you maintain me in your service and protect me so that the pride and complacency not spoil all that I am doing. Among the many servants of yours who are considerably more qualified than I, several have buckled under the strain of accepting disciples. My only hope for remaining fixed in this service is to constantly remember that despite being considered a dispenser of mercy, I am in every respect dependent on your mercy, and no less so than when I first came to the shelter of your lotus feet. Please grant me this sanity to play my part in pushing forward your mission with full energy and with full confidence in your protection, and with the understanding that I am not and can never be anything but fully dependent on your mercy. Srila Prabhupada, I am still trying to come to grips with the paradox of being a guru, a spiritual master. How can a devotee who is supposed to be the servant of everyone be the master of everyone? Because you are a topmost devotee, you made it seem most natural to be simultaneously a servant and the spiritual master of the whole universe. You repeatedly stated that to be a guru is easy, yet you set a most difficult standard to emulate. To be a guru, you say, is not easy. Many facets of your divine personality, for instance, your natural charm and humility, and your defiance of physical laws, such as those governing jet lag, seem far beyond my ability to emulate or even imitate. It is more realistic for me to try within my capacity to follow your example of selfless dedication to the Sankirtan mission. Srila Prabhupada, my disciples annually celebrate a function to honor me, which they call Vyas Puja. I trust that you are satisfied with that, for you have stated, my glory will be when my disciples are worshipped all over the world. Yet there is a clear distinction between Vyas Puja in my honor and Vyas Puja in honor of your divine grace. You are praised for being the great Mahabhagavatu by representing the previous acharyas and by your own extraordinary transcendental qualities, performed incomparable acts in spreading Krishna consciousness throughout the world. On the other hand, the only praise that might be appreciated from me is that of being your faithful follower. To be a true follower of your divine grace is no small thing. Yet there will always be a gulf between you, the singular Mahabhagavatu, widely distributed authentic love of Krishna, and your many followers who, according to their realization, based on what they have heard from you, yatha mati shutam, attempt to follow your example. Srila Prabhupada, because you are the mighty Mahabhagavatu who founded ISKCON, to be your directly initiated disciple is a position of status in ISKCON today. Any Prabhupada disciple, even a citizen of ISKCON, even if a citizen of ISKCON, which is appropriate for any cultured society, respects its elders. Whatever else those disciples of yours may or may not have done throughout subsequent years, the struggles that they undertook for establishing Krishna consciousness and the modern world should not be forgotten. Nonetheless, to be a disciple of your divine grace means more than being a relic or a mascot, more than merely socializing or reminiscing. Respect is accorded due to one's connection with you, but a living connection means to strive to live and to act as you did. Srila Prabhupada, you want your disciples to be gurus, spiritual leaders of mankind, and in pursuance of your own unprecedented activities, to further vigorously promote the Sankirtan movement. You refuse to fade away in old age, instead taking the freedom it afforded to go out into the world. You were not content to accept the honor according to elderly sadhus, but ventured among heathens and hippies. By personifying Amanina Mandina, you turned such dishonorable people into sadhus who now are worthy of the highest regard. You have given us everything, the real thing, and simply ask that we likewise give it to others. Srila Prabhupada, please take me beyond formality and grant me the privilege to follow in your footsteps. Let me not merely splutter and snuff out, another candle that could have given more light but simply faded away with the rest. Nor let my goal be merely to be remembered, or to create mythology meant to be perpetrated, or to play act as an icon who might seem genuine, to those who have not actually heard your message. Srila Prabhupada, please protect me from the wicked mind, which is ever prone to indulge in cheating. I want to be true to you and to others and not fail either you or the devotees of ISKCON who are so dear to you. One quality of a pure devotee is to be apramatta, not crazy. Srila Prabhupada, you're the only person who I completely trust to be sane in all respects. Fully sane means fully free from even the subtlest of material desires. I am still insane, deeply insane. My only hope for sanity is to follow your instructions. Acharya manta ye se manta sara, tanra agna lagi kala se tara sara. The order of the spiritual master is the active principle in spiritual life. Anyone who disobeys the orders of the spiritual master immediately becomes useless. Srila Prabhupada, during my first days in your ISKCON, I embodied this principle, and it has sustained me in your service throughout all these years. To simply do what you have told us to do, with full trust that you are the intimate representative of Krishna, who was fully empowered by him to deliver the entire world to his lotus feet. You are the master, and we are the servants, and we have no other duty than to obey your command. We are, as we practically experience, all spiritual strength, all success, follow from this principle. The essence of your instructions is to practice Krishna consciousness seriously and propagate it vigorously. Please bless me that despite the madness of my mind, I always adhere to this simple formula. Srila Prabhupada, Maya, in her typical inverse manner, is worshipping you by increasingly revealing your identity as the founder Acharya of ISKCON. By demonstrating the perils of not adhering to your instructions, Maya helps convince us that your plans are perfect and that to be an Acharya in your service means to serve your order. Attempts to do otherwise simply result in disaster. We await the day when a movement will awaken from the collective amnesia of forgetting all that success is guaranteed if we simply stick to the simple principle of simply following your instructions. In the meantime, the global insanity level is ever increasing. Only thanks to you can we still ascertain what is sane and what is not. Amid the insanity, we ever more deeply take shelter of your books, which truly are the only solace from the madness of this Kali Yuga, while associating with devotees who continue to follow your instructions. Fortunately, within ISKCON, there are still many such devotees. We marveled at how some of those who are meant to convey the teachings in your books seem to have never read them. Srila Prabhupada, please grant me and all your aspiring followers the intelligence to understand that, although subsequent to your departure, our knowledge and awareness to the extensive Vaishnava culture and literature have inevitably increased. There will never be any question of going beyond what you have given us. It is you who are saving us all, and you live forever in your books. Please awaken in us the realization that in your books you have presented everything we need to know for becoming fully Krishna conscious. Srila Prabhupada, my dear Lord Krishna Srila Prabhupada, your dear Lord Krishna has kindly awarded me both a body and a personality that are not very attractive to women, and throughout all these years you have saved me from the lower bestial nature and protected me from the gross capitulation to the charms of Cupid. Now that by default I am a little big shot in ISKCON, Maya is offering me enhanced opportunities for self-infatuation in the form of certain disciples and others seeming to regard me as something that I am not. To consider myself anything other than simply an aspiring servant in your service would certainly be a great disservice to one and all, and a major obstacle in my attempted service to you. Therefore, I pray that you again save me. Srila Prabhupada, I never liked pettiness. I have always seen everyone around me as absorbed in petty concern, and even their pressing issues as being mere trivia. I did not want that, and yearned for something better. I nearly despaired, but then I found you, or rather you most mercifully found me. I will forsake crores of gross materialists and even scores of sadhus who do not, as did you, clearly and emphatically emphasize surrender to Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. At least for me, you are the standard by which sadhus are to be judged. They are genuine to the extent that they reflect your character, qualities, and commitment to preaching Krishna consciousness as it is. They hold no appeal for me if they are significantly different from you. I want to associate with you, serve you, and be like you. Srila Prabhupada, to be your disciple means to ever aspire for the intense, unalloyed dedication that you incessantly delineate, and not to substitute them with a mere semblance of the vital Krishna consciousness that you have given. May I ever cling to what I hear from you, and not be compromised by social necessities or supposed institutional necessities. Please award me the courage to truly represent you as I should, even if the whole world, including many who consider themselves yours, berate me for doing so. May I be ever unpopular if that is the price of clearly repeating the message that I so clearly hear from you. I deem this to be the true standard of a disciple, yet it is not easy to attain. Srila Prabhupada, although profoundly respecting all previous acharyas, I know that my connection with Krishna is primarily through you. Regarding various writings of and about our previous acharyas has enhanced not only my knowledge of and appreciation for our sampradaya and its gifts, but also my awareness that you are the most illustrious representative of the sampradaya, having been sent by Krishna and the previous acharyas to expertly present their message in a manner just suitable for the unique circumstances in which you preached Krishna consciousness. Moreover, it was particularly your divine grace who saved me. Brahmananda Brahmite Kuna Bhagyavan Jiva Guru Krishna Prasaripaya Bhakti Lata Bija. Krishna oversees each jiva's wanderings throughout the material universe, and for the most fortunate he ordains at a certain point they meet a bona fide guru. And Krishna arranged that I meet you, not any other of the exalted devotees who have come to this world to uplift fallen jivas. It is Krishna's desire and my eternal good fortune that I be linked especially to you. Srila Prabhupada, I gauge my spiritual standing according to my relationship with you, according to how much I remember that your mercy, which is attainable by following your orders, is the active principle in my life. Knowing that I am dependent on you, I pray for your mercy, feel gratitude, and want to act as your humble servant. Everything else, my advancement in Krishna consciousness or lack thereof, and my various preaching endeavors, follow from that principle. Without remembering that your mercy is all that I am made of, then whatever I do, however much others might laud it, is just a sham. Srila Prabhupada, I need to keep your shoes upon my head. My only proper and safe position is at your feet, but I cannot fully avail myself of the shelter of your shoes if I retain interest in sense gratification in any form or have any inclination toward Mayavad. Please purify me by immersing me in your service. Just as you saved me so many years ago from intense distress by accepting me, please now save me from comfort and delusion and again make me your disciple. In the dust of your lotus feet and aspiring to be your servant and aspiring to be the servant of your servants, the very fallen, His Holiness Bhakti Vyas Maharaj. Oh.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai. This is a short offering by His Holiness Hridyananda Das Goswami. It will be read by Bhakta Rajiv Khattar. It's on page 72. The reason these sannyasis' offerings are being read is because their disciples are in the temple here. That's the reason.
Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatari. Dear Srila Prabhupada, it is said that soft water wears away the stone. Your unceasing mercy, which springs spontaneously from your all-compassionate nature, gradually wears away the stone-like covering of our heart. With your pure, peerless Krishna consciousness, you reveal the supreme reality of Krishna to all. With your unalloyed, unflagging determination to serve Lord Chaitanya's mission, you ever remind us of and inspire us to perform our real duty in life. Maturing and growing wiser in Krishna consciousness means to appreciate more and more your inestimable glories. You are the perfect teacher and friend, and on your Vyas Puja day, we beg to be useful in your mission. Your servant, Hridayananda Das Goswami.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Locally, His Grace Mathuresh Prabhu said he'd like to share something. So he said short. Is there anyone else here in the audience who would like to say something? You have something written down? Okay.
Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwara, Gurur Sakshat Par Brahma, Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah. Dear Srila Prabhupada, you have given to me, and I believe to everyone that's present here today, just about everything. To me, I can say, I had heard about Krishna. I had known that he exists somewhere, but you were the one who introduced him to me and introduced me to him. So I am ever indebted to you, and I can't find words enough to express my gratitude to you. We are gathered here to celebrate what we call in the mundane world as birthday. We have come to celebrate his appearance day today here, and so far we have heard so many nice offerings from His Holiness Prabhupada Maharaj and other Vaishnavas. I just want to celebrate in a little different way, because everybody is kind of dull right now. I want everybody to please, if you want to sing with me, just a short one. बार बार दिन ये आए, बार बार दिल ये गाए, बार बार दिन ये आए, बार बार दिल ये गाए, तुम जियो हजारों साल ये मेरी है आरज़ू. हरे कृष्णा टू यू, Hare Krishna to you, Hare Krishna, Srila Prabhupada, Hare Krishna to you. Thank you very much, Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna.
नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपदाय भूतले श्रीमती भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणी निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यतारिणी. जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद. Dear Srila Prabhupada, Please accept our most humble obeisances at your lotus feet, which are so dear to all followers of the Sankirtan's movement of the Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Srila Prabhupada, your work is so unbearable. Your books contains everything needed for self-realization. Your presence in our lives through your books, through your classes, through your vigraha. You always live with us. You are so kind to us. All the humanity remind us that we are all brothers and sisters and leads to us to serve Krishna. By your grace, we can understand who is God. Krishna is God. By Krishna's grace, we can understand what is the pure dew. Krishna brought you and you brought Krishna. That is pure love. Srila Prabhupada, please allow us to take shelter at your lotus feet so that every day we can carry out your will as our life and soul. Please help us to understand your books, to follow this and to present you by preachings so that others can also be benefited. By this process of Krishna consciousness, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. The final offering is by Hemangi Devi Dasi. She's been waiting patiently.
Dear and respected Srila Prabhupada, please accept my humble obeisances at your divine lotus feet. All glories to your divine grace. There are so many things that I'm grateful to you for, but I've never expressed in this way. One of the qualities that I was meditating this year was your quality to remain enthusiastic and confident in Krishna, despite all kinds of setbacks in fulfilling the desires of your spiritual master. This past year, there were many challenges, and sometimes I felt like leaving active devotional service and going into seclusion and practice Krishna consciousness alone. I know this is not recommended by the Shastras and Sadhus, but the material mind keeps pushing the thought. Recently, in a very trusting relationship, I faced a setback. I had invested a lot in this relationship, and so did the other devotee. But I felt that this devotee had broken my trust. For one whole day, I literally went crazy. Then I came to you right here and cried out to you. This devotee is my lifeline. Please help me not to lose faith in this devotee. I could immediately feel your cooling, protective presence. You gave me the intelligence and the strength to look what we both as a team built together. Many, many years of mutual investment of love and trust, and that I shouldn't go with this one incident. The conditioned soul is so attached to sense gratification that it is always looking for an excuse to get out of the devotional process, and will focus more, and seems like I focus more on one incident of apparent broken trust over years and years of loving exchanges. The conditioned souls are too attached to their attached position. Then, by your mercy, I realized this is Kali Yuga, and little negligence in my practices and relationship with this devotee, Kali will enter immediately because he can't stand loving devotee relationship and prosperity in devotional life. That day, I was 100% convinced that you are not just a murti on a very beautiful Vyasasana, but you are actually there, watching, seeing us, and when we come to you in distress, you give protection and guidance as a loving grandfather. Thank you. There are some devotees who feel that we, the second generation devotees, focus more on our relationship with our Diksha spiritual master than our Shiksha relationship with you. Maybe in some places this may be true, but I feel this is not true in this temple. Irrespective of who our spiritual masters are, each and every devotee in this temple is working towards keeping you and your teachings at the center under the able guidance and leadership of our GBC and temple president. In the presence of His Holiness Romapada Swami, most of us have felt our commitment to you and your movement has only increased. We as second generation devotees do sometimes get disturbed but by all the things that are happening in our movement. And we all are struggling to make some sense of this, and I personally have doubted if I made the right choice by becoming a full-time devotee. I once again came to you, and your loving guidance came. You made me realize that even though you are not physically present with us, your presence is still there for those who reach out to you. By your example, you have showed that under all kinds of adversities, you have remained focused on your goal and never doubted the instruction of your spiritual master. You remain enthusiastic. I pray that by your mercy and guidance of my spiritual master, I remain focused, confident, and enthusiastic in serving your movement. I always worry if I am raising my son properly, and after a lot of sleepless nights, I have realized that if I remain committed to my relationship with you through my spiritual master, always take his guidance and follow all the rules and regulations properly, then I have executed my service as a parent. Then, whatever the outcome would be Krishna's arrangement. I shouldn't be attached to what kind of a devotee or a person he would turn out to be. Finally, pure devotional service is so rare, and yet you made it so easily available to all of us, even though we are so disqualified. I'm very grateful to you and wanted to express to you on this auspicious day of your appearance, thank you for taking the austerity to start the movement and making so many personal sacrifices so that today in this burning age of Kali, we can find some cooling shelter of Krishna. Today, I'm praying that you give your mercy and bless that we can build a community of loving relationships in a way that is pleasing to you. Thank you, Srila Prabhupada, for being so merciful on this fallen conditioned soul. Your aspiring servant, Himangi Dasi.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Now we will rise and begin Pushpanjali prayers led by His Holiness Prabhupada Maharaj. So in the Pushpanjali prayers, you will all get handfuls of flower petals. We will use them 3 times. So reserve them to use for 3 times. Okay? Thank you.
Get my hands full. Om Ajnana Timirandasya Gyananjana Salakaya Chaksuran Viritam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Svayam Rupagadāmayam Dadati Svapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavangscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatham Vitam Tam Sajivam Savetam Sadvadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitangscha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Iti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Prachadine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Desatadine Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Iti Namine Shri Varshabhandavi Devi Dayataya Kripabdhaye Krishna Sambandha Vijnana Dayane Prabhave Namaha Madhuryojvala Premadhya Shri Rupa Nuga Bhaktida Shri Gaura Karuna Shakti Vigrahaya Namostute Namaste Gauravani Shri Murtaye Dinatarine Rupanuga Virudhapa Apasiddhanta Dvanta Harine Namo Gaura Kishoraya Sakshat Vairagya Murtaye Vipralambarasambodhe Padambo Jayate Namaha Namo Bhakti Vinodaya Satchidanandanamine Gaura Shakti Swarupaya Rupanugavarayate Gaura Virbhava Bhumestvam Nirdeshta Sajjana Priyaha Vaishnava Sarvabhauma Shri Jagannathaya Te Namaha Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Bhavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo 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 Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratvashe Namaha Panchatattvatmakam Krishnam Bhakta Rupa Swarupakam Bhaktavataram Bhaktakyam Namami Bhakta Shaktikam Hey Krishna Karuna Sindho Dina Bandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Jayatam Suratopangor Mama Manda Matergati Matsarvasvapadam Bhojo Radha Madana Mohano Divyad Vrindaranya Kalpadrumadaha Srimad Rat Nagara Singhasanasto Srimad Radha Srila Govinda Devo Preshthadibhi Sevyamano smarami Shriman Rasa Rasarambi Vangshivata Tata Stitaha Karshan Venusvanayar Gopir Gopinatha Shriyestunaha Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschachade Satarine Srila Prabhupada Ki Pushpanjali. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Iti Namine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschachade Satarine. His Divine Grace is Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Iti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschachade Satarine. His Divine Grace is Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki. Oh, okay. Sure.
Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Prabhupada. Samsaradava nalalidha loka tranaya karunya ganad ganadvam. Samsaradava nalalidha loka tranaya karunya ganad ganadvam. Pratasya kalyana gunarnavasya Bande Guru Sri Charanarabindan. Mahaprabhu Kirtana Nritya Gita Baditramadhyam Manasorasenam. Romancha kampa srutaranga bhajo Bande Guru Sri Charanarabindam. Vigrahara Dhanadityananam Sringarathan Mahandira Marjanado. Yuktasya bhaktam chaniyunjatopi Bande Guru Sri Charanarabindam. Chaturvida Sri Bhagavat Prasadam Swadana Triptam Hari Bhakta Sangam. Kritaiva triptim bhajato shadaiva Bande Guru Sri Charanarabindam. Sri Radhika Madhava Yorapara Marduya Lila Gunarupananam. Pratishanashva Danalolupasya Vande Guru Sri Charanarabindam. Kunja Juno Rati Kelisid Vei Jajali Bir Juktira Pekshaniya. Tatrati Dasya Hati Balavasya Bande Guru Sri Charanarabindam. Shakshadaridvena chamasta chastrer Uktas tatas bhavyata eva sadvi. Kintu Prabhuja priya eva tasya Bande Guru Sri Charanarabindam. Jasya prasadam Bhagavat prasadam. Jasya prasadam Nagati kutope. Dajan studvantasyas jasyas trisandhyam. Bande Guru Sri Charanarabindam. Bande Guru Sri Charanarabindam. Bande Guru Sri Charanarabindam. Samsara dava nalalidha loka Prana jakarunya gana ganadvam. Pratyasanatana nanabhasya Bande Guru Sri Charanarabindam. Srila Prabhupada Namo Vishnu Padaja Krishna Prestaja Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami iti namine. Srila Prabhupada. Namo Vishnu Padaja Krishna Prestaja Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami iti namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirveshesha Sunyavade Pashatya Deshatharine. Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada. Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada. Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada. Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya, Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Oh, Jaya, Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya, Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Prabhupada, 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 Prabhupada. Prabhupada, 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 Prabhupada. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jai Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jai Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Srila Prabhupada Vyasa Puja ki, Srila Prabhupada ki. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasati Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Nityananda Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasati Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasati Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare. Oh, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare. Oh, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Oh, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Oh, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. 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 Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada. Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada. Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada. Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada. Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya 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 Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada Vyasa Puja ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Srila Prabhupada Vyasa Puja Mahamahotsava ki, Sri Sri Kishore Kishori ki, Sri Sri Gaura Nithai ki, Sri Jagannath Sri Baladev Srimati Subhadra Maharani ki. Oh, glories to the assembled devotees. Nithai Gaura Premanandi. Hari Hari Bo. Jayam Vishnupad Paramahansa Parivrajacharya Ashtotara Shata Shishimad, His Divine Grace. A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki, Srila Prabhupada Vyas Puja ki. Jayam Vishnupad Paramahansa Parivrajacharya Ashtotara Shata Shishimad, His Divine Grace. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada ki. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki. Prem se kaho Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Shivashadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki. Sri Sri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath Shamakunda Radhakunda Giri Govardhana ki. Sri Vrindavan Dhama ki. Sri Majapurna Badvidhama ki. Sri Kangamaji Jamunamayi ki. Bhakti Devi Shrimati Tulsi Maharani ki. The most beautiful Lordship Sri Sri Kishore Kishori ki. Paramakaruna, the most merciful Lordship Shishi Gaura Nithai ki. Sri Jagannath Sri Baladev Srimati Subhadra Maharani ki. ISKCON founder Acharya, His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada ki. Srila Prabhupada Vyas Puja ki. Nithai Gaura Premanandi. Oh, glories to the assembled devotees. Oh, glories to the assembled devotees. Oh, glories to the assembled devotees. Oh, glories to Sri Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga.
To see so many of you here for Prabhupada's Vyasa Puja. Now there is Mahaprasadam, Srila Prabhupada's Mahaprasadam downstairs. Please go from this door, the front door, downstairs to the Prasadam hall. And we will just form a line. We will start serving after.